Good morning, this is Christy from the Be the Light YouTube channel. I thank you so much for stopping by and giving me your love and your support. I send you love today, tomorrow, and continuously. I have been spiritually growing for an intense spiritual growth the last few weeks, and so much energy and light is coming into me. So many blessings are coming into my physical form. And it's to the point where there is just so much coming in that I haven't been able to catch up to it yet. I have made several videos about this, that there is a process of opening, receiving, integrating, and then implementing. When we are integrating, there is a period of rest that we are given. So we might come to a time where we feel that there is just so much taking place and that you have so much to give, to the point that there's not even enough time to give all of your ideas or your emotions, your heart that you are feeling during this time. And then there comes a time when there is just nothing. Your heart wants to give something, but you can't figure out what to talk about. And even whenever you do have something to talk about, what's coming out may not make sense. And that's kind of where I am. And this fluctuates throughout my process, and it has throughout my awareness to my spiritual awakening process, which has been a little over a year and a half now. Yeah, there's a lot that I could talk about, the things that I have been given. But many of those things are very precious to me. They're very dear to my heart, and things that I'm going to hold on to until I have really, really had enough time to enjoy it myself. But this video is about being very thankful and grateful to people who, before me and still currently, are being the light. You know, this journey to your awakening, to being crucified and then being rebuilt into your light, is really lonely sometimes. It's so hard. And you become a little lost. You doubt yourself, and you gain so much fear. Probably on top of more fear that you've ever had in your life. I was already a fear-based individual prior to all of this. And then when all of this began, I thought I was going insane. Thankfully, I was able to open up to my husband and share pieces of myself. But had it not been for people that I followed or watched on YouTube to just learn about certain things, and it wasn't really pertaining to what I was experiencing, it was just where I was guided to, you know, about consciousness or just thinking differently. And then just seeing people, watching people, just being their true selves, regardless of what the world thinks about them. They were being the example of a strength I never had before. So I am very grateful to those people And if I could just meet all of these people one day and tell them thank you, I would. But I know in their heart they know what they're doing. It's like the reason why I do what I'm doing. It's the same reason why that they began it before and continue to do so. It's because there are people who need people to stand up for not just what's right, but to let others know that they aren't alone and that what they are going through isn't wrong, and that there is a better way. I always knew that I would be doing something really, really great, or I felt it in my heart. The human in me doubted that I could ever do it because of how shy I was and how much anxiety and fear that I had within me. I had to find my own strength by opening up to something that I had no idea really, truly existed. The human in me didn't. My spirit knew. You know, so when I hear that God wants us to find our people, you know, our own church, it's people who want the best for you. It's people who stand up for being different. It's people who stand up for love. And it's someone who is the example of removing fear out of their life, and someone who tells you all about their own darkness and how they got out of it. And those people are the ones that you should be attracted to. Those that you are not accustomed to. That is supposed to be your church. The people who always guide you and lift you up, regardless of what you're going through. People who love you, regardless of what you've been through and what you're experiencing right now. I am so grateful to those people. They have helped me step into my own truth in my own light and understand pieces about me I didn't even know about, that I avoided. And it was all a part of God guiding me to them. God was guiding me to these people because there's light within them. And I listened to that light first. And even though I may have had some doubts or fears come up, I realized that that's what I had to conquer. It's nothing about the person who was speaking about something I didn't understand. It's always about the emotion that we feel. And if it's a bad emotion, then that's what needs to be conquered. It needs to be understood, and it needs to be flipped to reflect love and light. So I just wanted to say that because I don't have a lot of ideas today because of this huge growth spurt that I'm going through. You know, we are just a few days out of spring here into spring, and we will continuously bloom throughout this time. And it will be just based upon how much work you've done for yourself, how much growth you have taken. And I have made this my number one goal in life now, to be the light and to step into my purpose. And so I think that's why I have had such the process is speeding up. But that's also what this year, 2020, is about, giving us more and more and more, a whole lot quicker, because 2020 represents the year of awakening for individuals and the collective. That's why a lot of this is taking place today, to wake people up at a massive level. And if it's getting your attention, it's supposed to do that, and it's doing that to wake you up to something different. And when you do wake up to something different, you'll be given a whole lot more, and a whole lot more quicker. My process is speeding up, and we're almost into April, 4 months into April, and so much has taken place in 4 months. And I can't wait to see what else is going to happen. Yeah, it only gets better and better and better as you move with this. It gets easier and easier as you move with this. Yeah, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. A lot uncomfortable until we get to a certain point. But then growth is always there. We will always expand. I want to say thank you again to those who are there for me. In the very beginning. To those who are here for me now. To those who follow me and still love me, I'm saying thank you. And regardless if you love me or not, I thank you for that too, because you are still serving a purpose in my life. And I send you love for that too. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.